Hey guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. I'm sneaking out here in the dark so I don't wake up more neighbors than necessary. Bike isn't exactly silent like the FJR. Let's get some power. Get some auxiliary lights. Oh yeah. Love this thing at night now. Tell you what, there isn't much more frustrating to a motovlogger than completely losing a motovlog. And that's what happened to me the other day. Went out with Josh and we enjoyed $2 Tuesdays at Detroit Coney Island. Did a vlog, went out for a ride, got home, and no audio. Nada. Zip zilch. I had a nice big pop right at the beginning, and then nothing. My 4-year-old Cena Mike gave up the ghost. Not exactly sure why. My best guess is sweat. It never saw water, never saw any kind of abuse, but, you know, I'm breathing right into it, and, yeah, I'm sweating on it. That's just my best guess. But it had no connection. After a lot of troubleshooting, making sure it wasn't any of the wiring or connectors or anything like that, it was the actual button microphone itself dead. And I didn't even remember everything I talked about, and even if I did, it doesn't do me any good to re-talk over everything. Anyway, it just doesn't come out the same. So, that's why you didn't see a video from me last week. But tonight is beautiful. It's, I don't know, about 85 degrees and low humidity. We finally have a cold front kind of coming in. Didn't get any rain today, got some yesterday, and it just feels so nice out. What are those kids doing out? It's like 1 in the morning. Not good. We've had a lot of break-ins around here, and I use break-ins with quotes because it's supposedly or allegedly a group of 3 guys, young males, and they're going around walking up and down streets just looking to see who's got unlocked cars. And unfortunately, this area is filled with so many morons, they are finding lots and lots of them. We've had 3 nights now with dozens of people reporting everything from purses, IDs, cash, weapons, all kinds of stuff that these morons are not only leaving in their car, but leaving in their unlocked cars. So cops here the last couple nights have really been on the lookout, and right in my neighborhood too, right back there, just a few streets away. I don't keep anything in my truck or car, whatever you want to call a soul, and it's always locked. Plus I have cameras and I always have lights on. And funny enough, knock on wood, since I put cameras up, I've always had the lights on, but since I put cameras up and they're visible, I don't try to hide them, they're right there by the light, so if you walk up, you're going to see them. I haven't even had an attempt. I thought for sure I would by now catch somebody at least looking in the car, trying the handle, you know, something, but nope, nothing. So, I mean, that's really cool. They're doing their job. I don't know if somebody has walked by the sidewalk and taken a look and decided not to, but absolutely nobody's touched the car. Cameras work. I tell you, especially like tonight, Friday night, 1 in the morning, do not sit in the middle of the lane. Sit in first gear, be ready to go, watch your mirrors for somebody coming up behind you. So many motorcyclists here get run over from not only drunks, but people looking down at their phones and just plowing right through them, going right through the intersections. Always watch those mirrors. Even if there's somebody behind you, I watch them until they stop, but I'm still looking back because, I mean, even cars get plowed into. So they can kind of plow into the car and then they plow into you still. And always have an out. Stay to the side of the lane. I can't count the number of Harleys that you see, especially with a passenger, especially around here with nothing but a tank top on, sitting in the middle of the lane like, you know, nothing's ever going to happen to me. Dum, 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 dum. So the other big news is I am moving. I am moving probably sooner than later. Now, when we bought this house 11 years ago, we had only planned on being here, maybe 3 or 4. We were going to fix it up. This is going to be a stepping stone house and move on to the next. You know, we didn't know if we'd be around Florida, out of state, whatever, but we didn't plan on being here that long. Unfortunately, long story short, we bought at the absolute worst time. literally a few months before the bubble crashed. Now, we didn't regret paying what we did for the house, which was admittedly a bit high. However, at the time we were buying, we needed to get a house. We were going from apartment to apartment, you know, issue with neighbors, not us personally, but, you know, living in apartments sucks. That's all there is to it. And I've lived in a lot of apartments. We'd been in our third one. We'd had units with AC that would constantly go out, you know, and being on, like I said, the third floor of an apartment building with AC out, it sucks. We were just tired of it, so we desperately wanted to get into a house. And we didn't mind paying the price we did. At the time, we were actually lucky to get in. It was a complete seller's market. Houses were going in a matter of days after listing for above asking, and they took our first offer, and it was, you know, a fairly painless way to go, and we got in. Unfortunately, you know, it took absolutely everything we had. We did not do it the smart way. We should have rented for, you know, at least another couple of years and saved a lot more for a bigger down. Well, we didn't. You know, long story short, bubble burst. The house went from 165 to 55 in 1 year. No joke. In just the last couple of years, values have come up. We're finally above water. We've got enough equity in it right now where if we could sell it today, I have no idea where I'm going, by the way, just kind of cruising around. If we could sell it today, we would make enough profit to cover any kind of closing costs and, you know, pocket just a little bit. So very happy about that. First time ever since having the house. It's a good feeling to not be underwater, tell you that. But we still haven't matched what we paid for the house. That tells you how bad it was, how bad it still is. Anyway, we are looking to move probably in 1 to 2 years at the latest. Hopefully next summer. That would kind of be ideal. Wife's a teacher. She's going back into the classroom next month, and obviously with the summer off next year, that would be great for her to be able to move and all that kind of good stuff. And it doesn't really matter for me, you know, I work over the internet. All I need is a really good high-speed connection, and I'm happy as far as that goes. We are looking right now in the Knoxville to Gatlinburg area, Pigeon Forge, Seaverville, anywhere in there. We are most likely going to be buying new this time, ideally a custom built. We're going to take advantage of every variable here. You know, we don't have to move this time. It literally doesn't matter if we stay in the house 5 more years. It makes no difference. So we're not going to rush anything. I'm going to do it as right as possible. Nice big fat down, shorter term. We're not doing another 30-year loan. You know, everything I possibly can to do it financially better than I did this time. So right now I'm in the last phase of doing work to the house. You know, I've done everything that needed to be done. Somebody could move into this house right now and literally not need to do anything to it for 5, 10, maybe 15 years. Brand new roof, brand new AC system, windows are all great, new insulation, you know, interior's great, the master bath is brand new. There's nothing that someone can walk in and say, oh, you guys have to fix that before you sell it. I've completely redone the backyard. I put in 6 tons of river rock. I bought new plants, got the gazebo built. You know, the backyard's great. I'm in the process right now of doing the front. Now, we had a huge camphor tree out front, and it's always been horrible. That looks nice there with those little palms. So this tree has caused me grief throughout the years. It's been half dead for a while. Dropped huge branches. I mean, so big that they would shake the ground when they'd fall and shake the house. Had one hit the roof and did some damage to the old roof. And I'm talking damage enough where the repair to the roof was more than it would have cost to take out the tree. I never thought about seriously taking out the tree because I was under the assumption it was going to cost $2,500, $3,000, somewhere around there. So I was content with having it trimmed up every now and then, paying a few hundred, and just going that way. However, what I didn't know was it was a no permit required tree because it was a camphor tree, and they're crap. county doesn't care, so it's not protected in the slightest. And it was cheap. It only cost me $1,200 to finally have it removed. And it took about 3 weeks of waiting to get the stump ground just because of the scheduling for the tree guy. Finally had that done today, so now that's completely gone. And now I'm finally repairing the last bit of damage to the house, and that's replacing the ceiling for the porch. The old roof had been leaking there. It was a flat roof for the porch, and completely ruined the drywall and the board and all that, and some of the support boards. So that all had to come out. Had a contractor come over and rip that out, shore everything up, and then we put up the drywall yesterday, and the first drying of the skim coat got sanded, and I'll sand it again after the second coat here in the morning, and then paint it up, and the porch will be done, and that will be it. Now the next phase is completely redoing the landscaping in the front yard, and that's going to start this week. I'm picking out all the plants with the landscaper right now. Everything is coming out, all the beds, all the cement blocking, all the pavers. I mean, everything's coming out. We're going to completely redo it. I'm putting in these really nice thick bushy little palm looking things to completely hide the fence from the redneck neighbor next door, so that won't even be a point of contention for a potential buyer. All kinds of nice plants going up, contrasting plants and colors and flowering stuff and all kinds of nice stuff, and a nice big Christmas palm that'll get to a max height of about 15 feet over its life as the new centerpiece, and that'll go 8 or 10 feet out from my front office window, so that'll look really sharp. All low maintenance, Florida native plants, drought tolerant, low water, the works. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say that our house is at least in the top 5, if not better, of all the homes in the entire neighborhood. Not just the estimates and the home value and all that kind of good stuff, but overall appearance and features. It's one of the very few in the neighborhood that has a 2-car garage. It's the largest floor plan, one of the very few that used it. It's got all the features, so it's as enticing as possible for anybody looking in this area. Now with everything done and upgraded as far as reasonably possible, it definitely, there's definitely stuff inside that somebody would want to do moving in, but that'll be up to the next buyer. I mean, at this point, it's stuff that wouldn't be financially prudent. I could say, for example, it definitely needs, or I would want, a completely new kitchen. It's a small galley 70s style kitchen. There's not a whole lot you can do to it. It's small to begin with, but it's all got basic stuff and older stuff. So someone definitely would want to do that. There's nothing broken in it, but it's very dated. But me redoing that, I would spend far more than I would get back out of it. If I was living there for a long time, sure. And we were originally going to do it, but we blew all of our budget on the other stuff, the more important stuff. When we got the house, it needed a lot of stuff. There was a whole room I had to demolish. It had to have all new flooring throughout the whole house. So I put down all new laminate flooring, repainted every room, some wall repairs, ceiling repairs, a lot of electrical work, the whole big list of stuff. And then the master bath had to be redone because of termites. Stupid me, after, 4 or 5 years of having termite coverage through Terminex, decided, hey, you know what, we don't have any problem with it. We don't need to pay the $300 a year, so I cancel service. Yeah, sure as shit. That next year, termites came up through the foundation and were basically eating away the sheer wall between the master bath and the living room. And long story short, I had to completely gut the master bath to the foundation and the studs, and then have Terminex come in, drill through the foundation in the middle of the house and take care of the termites, and then build an all-new bathroom, which turned out great, and I actually love it. It's a fantastic little master bathroom, but you know, that was a fairly long project. It took like 6 weeks, and working with 3 different contractors because they all suck around here, and you know, me doing a lot of work as I could do it and as I had to learn things. So it was a long project. The other bathroom is in fine condition. There's nothing broken again, but again, 70s, very dated. So someone would want to redo that. But that's it. You know, other than that, it's a great house for anybody moving in that doesn't want to spend any money and just live there and not have anything really go wrong or need to be replaced for at least a decade. I mean, no exaggeration. Everything major is new. Now, I didn't do that stuff with selling it in mind. It's because I did stuff as it needed to be done, but that's the way it is. So that's what's going on. Lots of exciting stuff in the next year or so. Tell you what, if we can get up there, holy moly, am I going to be in motorcycle heaven. At that point, to give you a reference for everyone that's not in the area there, that puts me like, you know, realistically, an hour and a half away from Tail of the Dragon and all the other cool roads right around there. Depending on traffic, of course, time of day. But that is the area to be in, man. So that's what's going on. I'm going to continue a ride here and enjoy the rest of the night. See you guys next time.